Hi you guys, it's Rachel from Urban Empath. We're on day 11 of our soul coaching journey with Denise Lynn. We have two affirmations for the day. The first is I am loved and lovable. And the second is I love deeply and fully, and I am loved deeply and fully. And we did an extensive amount of journaling today. If you committed to change at level 1, you journaled about how do you relate to the world, and there was a big questionnaire there. And then if you did level 2, go for it. That was about examining recurring relationship patterns. And then playing full out at level 3 were significant relationships about your parents and God. And I have a lot of emotions stirring up, as she said, would probably happen. It could be a symptom of doing this work, especially in Water Week, and that's exactly where we are. And I'm processing a lot right now. I just finished journaling, so it brought a lot of stuff up. It's too much to share. I'm not going to do a long-winded vlog, but some things that happened to me today were I did something really empowering, and I felt like a sense of victory at the start of the day. I actually I had paid off a credit card like the beginning of this year, so around 9 months ago or so, and I got a notification that I had a balance, and I saw that they charged me an annual fee, and that annoyed me. I don't know why. I probably agreed to that at the beginning, but I had paid it off, and it irked me. So I closed the card, and they said that they would give me a credit for that amount on the card, and so it was fully closed. And that just felt so empowering. Like I was leaving that credit line open so that to improve my credit score, which I have a good credit score, but I thought that having that extra amount was helping. But now that I've closed it, it feels so much better. It feels, like I said, empowering. It gave me a sense of power, a sense of victory kind of over the system or something. I don't know, it was crazy. But so I went to the gym, so I honored that commitment, and I was playing full out at the gym. And that felt really good. I noticed I have a tendency to overextend at the knees, and there's a lot of reasons for that. It's partially because that's how I regulate how much charge I take in. And it's not a healthy way, it's just unconsciously how I have always done it, because I didn't know the power of my mind. Again, we don't have an owner's manual. So, and I was feeling a little sore in the back there, so I decreased the weight of some of the machines I was using to kind of accommodate and make sure I was using the muscle and not the joint, and so I made adjustments there. I think it's interesting that it's on my left side, so it's the feminine side, it's how I receive. I'm feeling pretty depleted today. So I think I've been kind of blocking that to a certain extent, and also the assimilation thing is an issue. But my mother has the same pain in her left knee, so I don't know, there's something there. It's like either I'm taking this on from her, because you can't really inherit a knee injury. I think you can inherit the susceptibility though. So it might have something to do with me having some kind of inflexible beliefs or expectations or something. I really have to think more clearly on that, but I know there's something there. It might also be my holding instead of just assimilating and using, so I can digest charge and life force energy. It might be me holding it out of fear of not having enough, because that's sacral chakra issue stuff. So I don't know, I got to reflect on that. So we created an affirmation based on our the irregular emotions that we tend to feel tend to come up throughout the day. And I noticed irritation and anger come up a lot for me. I think it stems from kind of not speaking up for myself for most of my life, and just kind of self-sacrificing and letting people treat me any which way, and kind of being like a doormat, and just feeling like I didn't have the right to speak up. I don't know where that stuff came from. It's just, I feel like I was born with it, but I know that that's probably not the case, or maybe it is, I don't know. But so now, as I have more self-respect, I have more righteous anger, which isn't really the destination you want to be at. It's part of the process, it's part of the journey. So I have compassion for myself because of that. I know that I'm still in the process of learning and healing, and that I need to learn to speak up still as soon as I start feeling those feelings. And sometimes it's just not appropriate to speak up because it's not really an issue. It's just something irrational within me. So, like, for example, I have this this trigger of people getting too close to me and being in my space, and it's a little too like knee-jerk. So like, someone came and sat in the exercise machine right next to me today at the gym, and I instantly like felt like cringy and like irritated, and like, you're in my space, even though it wasn't my space, it still kind of felt like it was. So I used water. Since we're working with water this week, I decided to work with water, and I said, since that's a fiery feeling, that irritation, I'm going to douse it with water. And then I'm also going to take the thought, I'm going to make a wave wash away the thought. This is all in my head, right? All with my imagination, which, by the way, is exactly what created the feeling, right? The irrational belief, that was my imagination too. That was part of my, that was my mind doing that too. So I was pleasantly surprised to find that not only did the feeling go away, but the tension that it had created, the physical response that it had created, also eased and released. Because I, sometimes when I go to the gym, I get headaches and migraines, and I always thought it was heat related or exertion related, and probably could still be, but I didn't realize how much tension I hold on my scalp when I have irritation, and that just kind of released and eased away. I had a few moments like that today where I used water, the water of compassion, to try to feel how someone else's experience and why they might be doing what they're doing, and that was really helpful. I also triggered some compassion for myself today. It started off as anger, and I realized, oh, that anger is a trigger. It's a sign for me to have compassion for myself, because compassion is incomplete unless it includes us, includes ourselves. So I had like a comment on a post I had created for one of my social media jobs, and it was asking for more, asking for something else, and it wasn't really a huge request, to be honest. So my response wasn't really in balance with the request. It just felt sort of like, and my thoughts around it were like, oh, you're just going to request more? You're not going to show gratitude for all the work I did in this, and how much effort I put into this? And like, it just provoked all this anger in me. I felt a little like irrational. That actually happened. I saw that like first thing in the morning, and I decided to give it space because I know I have a tendency to kind of feel criticized and overreact. So I ended up giving it some space and kind of just realizing, oh, it's a signal for me to have compassion for myself. I was leaving me out. And the truth of the matter is, I feel like for a long time, probably my whole life, I've been giving more than I've been receiving. And I eventually just burn out. I run out and I feel like confused. I feel lost. I feel alone. I feel just used up. I feel used, but it's me doing it. It's me kind of just giving and giving more than I need to for some reason, and not really being reciprocated fairly or properly. And again, it's because I don't speak up. So that was huge. And at the last questionnaire we did for playing full out around God, I promised this wouldn't be long, but look at me. You know I can't stop talking. We had, after we did questions about our parents, Denise had us answer some questions about our relationship with God or divine or spirit, the universe, life force, energy, whatever we call whatever name we give to God. And that was the first question, like, what name do you give to God? And the last question was, am I willing to completely let go and allow spirit to guide my life? And I said, yes, but please be clear. I feel confused and unsure right now. So I think that last question is kind of what also initiated kind of all these emotions to stir in me, because it's very scary to kind of just let go and let go of your expectations, let go of your desires, and kind of just be like, well, you will guide me and I'll go, you know? So I don't know, that it makes me feel a little unsure and uncertain, and that's scary. So we'll see. But I definitely feel like I love this process. I love this. This is therapeutic for me. So I do feel like I reap benefits by doing this. So I don't think I'll shift it too much. I do think other work, though, that I'm going to pull back a little bit. And so that criticism, which wasn't really a criticism, the first thing I got this morning to kind of roll around in my brain all day, was a sign that I need to have compassion for myself and not wear myself out by giving so much. So that's where I'm at right now. I have a lot of emotions to deal with. So let me know what your process was, how you're feeling. Are you feeling a lot of emotions kind of being stirred up in you to be released, to be dealt with, kind of signals for change in your life? I guess that's the point, right? So yeah, let me know in the comments. Subscribe to my channel, like this video, click the bell icon to get notifications so you'll know when a new video is uploaded. And I hope that you were able to do the questionnaire and really look deep within yourself, and that you got some answers. I hope you have a great night, and I will see you tomorrow. Good night.